In his mission intention this month, Pope Benedict asks us to join him in praying for the churches in Asia, specifically that they who are a little flock among non-Christian populations may communicate the gospel well and give joyful witness to their faith. It's never easy to be a minority, especially if the majority population is hostile to you. What kind of minority is this little flock of Asian Christians? While Asia is the most populous continent, it is the least Christian. Of over 4 billion people, only 6% are Christian. And that figure is somewhat skewed because a country like the Philippines has a majority of Christians. It's more realistic, probably, to think of most of Asia as being 2% or less Christian. And they live amidst a majority that can be very hostile. Amidst a majority Hindu population in India, and Buddhists in Southeast Asia, and Muslims in Indonesia, Iraq, and the Middle East, and communists in China and Vietnam. Christians in Asia are not only small but very vulnerable. In some places they are being persecuted, and many are abandoning their homelands. This is especially true in the westernmost part of Asia, the Middle East. Remember, Jesus was born there. He was Asian. The church began there. I think this is one reason why Pope Benedict wants us to pray for the church in Asia. He is so concerned about our brothers and sisters there that he has even called for a special assembly of the Synod of Bishops to talk about the church in the Middle East. This meeting will take place next October, and the planning document for it has been published. The last section of the planning document asks, what is the future for Christians in the Middle East? And then quotes the words of Jesus from the Gospel of Luke, which also appear in the wording for Pope Benedict's mission intention this month. Do not be afraid, little flock. I'd like to end this reflection with part of the conclusion of the planning document. I think these words can help us pray not only for an increase of faith for Christians in the Middle East and in Asia, but also for ourselves. The document says, at present, this faith is fragile and perplexed. Our attitudes vary between fear and discouragement. This faith must mature and grow more trustful. We must make a firm decision for the future, which will be shaped by how we manage to treat others and forge alliances with people of goodwill in our society. We need a faith which becomes involved in the life of society, a faith which serves to remind the Christians of the Middle East of the inspirational words, "Do not be afraid, little flock." The hope which was born in the Holy Land has sustained peoples and individuals in trying times all over the world for 2,000 years. In the face of difficulties and challenges, that faith remains an inexhaustible source of faith, love, and joy for the witnesses of the risen Lord, who is ever present within the community of his disciples. In all our countries, this hope sustains us as we meditate on the words of Jesus. Do not be afraid, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Hope means, however, trusting in God and his divine providence, which watches over and guides the course of history for all peoples, and acting in union with God as his co-workers, doing whatever is humanly possible to contribute to the developments now taking place. Abandoning ourselves to God's providence also means a deeper communion on our part, a greater detachment from an earthly point of view, and more freedom from the thorns which stifle the Word of God and his grace in us. As St. Paul recommends, love one another with brotherly affection. Outdo one another in showing honor. Never flag in zeal. Be aglow with the Spirit. Serve the Lord. Rejoice in your hope. Be patient in tribulation. Be constant in prayer. And Christ says to us, if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible to you.